Hi, I'm making a video for you today because I have to go to a doctor's appointment. So you're going to watch this and then you're going to do some drawing on your own. So here's some more information about working with color pencil. So you're going to make a sketchbook page. You can try everything I'm trying. You can write down these notes really quickly. So the first thing that I want to say to you is don't mix graphite pencil in with color pencil. And I want to show you why. So I'm going to go ahead and get down close to this, zoom in on it. So if I draw with a graphite pencil, a couple things can happen. I'm going to do the same flower twice. I'm just going to draw a flower 2 times. And I'm going to grab an eraser. That became more difficult than I expected. Sorry, I had to grab an eraser. I'm grabbing an eraser. There, that's an eraser. And I'm going to go ahead and show you that if I go in and take that pencil out, it can still cause me some problems. So I drew that and then I'm undrawing it. So it tends to be that the pencil, if you use a regular graphite pencil, it will get into your color pencil drawing and you'll have like, sometimes, see what I'm doing? I'm doing it on purpose. I'm smudging the graphite. And then the other thing is, if I go to draw on this, I've smashed down all the teeth on the paper and like made a groove in the paper, and I can't really get rid of that pencil drawing. So don't use graphite pencil. So here's the graphite pencil. Don't do it. Don't do it, okay? So tip number 2 is to plan your drawing in yellow or blue. You can use any color, but I would say use a light color that is easier to get rid of. So like if I plan my drawing, a lot of artists use this blue. Okay, because we have a blue sky, blue sort of fades into everything. Or we could do the planning in yellow. It's very light and it will disappear into our drawing. So then when I start to fill in my flower, see, if I'm doing a yellow flower, I wouldn't want that blue outline, but if I'm doing a yellow flower, the yellow outline, it disappears into the drawing. So you can just draw in the color of the local color of the thing. So if it's a blue flower, you can do your drawing in blue. If it's a yellow flower, do your drawing in yellow. Red flower, do your drawing in red. Okay? In general, the blue and the yellow sort of disappear into a drawing. So you want, you know, to make things look realistic, they don't tend to have strong outlines. Things in nature don't have outlines on them. Outlines kind of in a thing that's man-made in drawings. So if you don't see an outline around something, you don't have to go put a dark black outline around everything. Life is not a coloring book. so you don't have to outline everything. Okay, so that is the next bit of advice, and that is use yellow or blue to get yourself started, or the local color. And what do I mean by local color? So the next tip is start your drawing with a light coat of the local color. So right now I'm going to make a drawing. I'm going to make a drawing of an apple in this box. And I will go ahead. There's my apple. And it's a red apple, but guess what color I'm going to start it with? I'm going to start it with yellow. There's a funny little shadow there. Okay. I'm going to start it with yellow, and I'm going to use the yellow on the cross contour because most apples have some yellow in them. We get like gala apples. So this is going to be a red apple, but I'm going to start it with a coating of yellow. I'm going to get a lot of yellow in here. Apples get sunburned just like people do. So I'm giving it some nice yellow, and then down here it's going to be in shadow. I'm going to have a little bit less. So now I'm going to start building up my reds. We did this in the color wheel. So I'm working with that cross contour because the apples are actually, they have markings like this if you look really, and there's a shadow down in here. This is the belly button where the stem is connected. So I'm going to start. I'm right on the edge of the table. I don't have any place to put my hand. It's weird in order to make this video. So the last tip is to build up transparent layers, working up to the dark colors. So I started with yellow, the lightest color, and then I'm going to layer up the yellow and red together. I'm gonna mix those. Have you ever had a yellow and red apple like this, like a gala apple? There's a lot of yellow and red apples. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna leave some of it yellow. Usually the red part is the kind of freckles and sunburn on these gala apples. Sometimes they have a real red spot where they were in the sun. I'm having I'm in a weird spot here. Okay. So I'm building up the transparent layers. So I have red and yellow at the same time. Now I'm going to put a shadow on, and this is a red apple, so I'm going to call this the highlight. Oh, I got purple. I was aiming for green. This is a red apple, so I'm actually going to put the opposite color. I'm not going to use black. I'm going to use green to make a shadow, the opposite color on the color wheel. If you look at your color wheel, the color across from a color, so red and green are opposite, they make really good shadow pairs. So the shadow on yellow would be violet, and the shadow on red would be green. So, because this is a natural object, an apple, there might actually be some green, because before this got ripe, it was green before it turned yellow and red. So the green looks natural because all fruits start out green when they're babies. Immaduros are green. Okay, and then I'm going to get in there and put a little more green. Then I'm going to put some green on that stem. And then maybe some brown. And maybe some yellow. Make that stand out. Now I'm going to go back in and highlight some of that yellow. So I started with a light coating of yellow. Now I'm kind of using that yellow needs sharpening. I'm using that yellow to blend these colors. You can see. See how I scratched my paper with the wood on the pencil? That's not good. Okay, I'm gonna get in there again with the green, different green. Try to make that fit. And I might even use a little bit of violet. Sorry, sorry, I just banged my camera. Don't get seasick. So I can put like a core shadow over here in something like violet. When it's something from nature, like an apple, we don't like to put like black on it because then it looks like it's rotten. Okay, so there's my apple. And let's go ahead and put the table underneath it and put a shadow underneath it. And I'm going to go ahead and put this apple on like a blue tablecloth. So again, I'm starting with a light coating of the local color. So I'm going to say the tablecloth is blue. And then blue and violet are together on the color wheel. So I'm going to go ahead and put the darkest color in the color wheel on here, blue and violet, and make like a violet shadow. And then that makes more sense when the violet core shadow is showing in here. And then maybe strengthen that blue a little bit. And then maybe make it look like some of the red of the apple is reflecting in the shadow. So, because color, it tends to bounce around in the drawing. Oh, thanks. Let me put on my mask.
Do we just leave it?
Yeah, just leave it. See you later. Okay. So, I bet you can figure out where this is going. Have you figured it out yet? You're going to draw a still life with color pencil, practicing the layering of colors. And I have an interesting assignment for you, which is called Toy Story. And in the assignment Toy Story, you're going to make two toys playing together like they're alive, like the Toy Story movie, except for you have to use toys that you actually own, not the toys that you are just imagining from the movie. I am going to show you a few examples. I'm going to show you a few examples from a book on color penciling. And in this book, So one of the ideas, I'm going to turn off that so it doesn't shine. One of the ideas in color penciling is that when we want something light, we leave the paper white. So in this drawing, you can see a lot of the white paper breathing through the colors. And here it's colored very intensely. In this drawing, I want you to see that the artist was actually using brown paper. And the only time we use white color pencil is to bring light to brown paper, gray paper, or colored paper, black paper. So here we can see, you might have some brown paper. You might want to use it in your drawing. Here's another brown paper. And we can start to see some really great still lifes. So here's a toy. You might want to bring a toy to life. Maybe have two toys together. So you're going to do some sort of still life. And you're going to use the color pencils to do all of the shading. All of the shading.